All right, I'm calling to order the regular meeting of the Warrenville Public Library District Board of Trustees. Wednesday, July 20th, 2002 at 7:02 p.m. The first thing we're going to do is a roll call. Trustee Stoll, present. Trustee Richardson. Here. Trustee Richardson.
That's good. It's not locked. Okay, wait now. It was like that last time.
Trustee Richardson.
A present.
Trustee Warren.
Just check them off.
I think I'm here.
Trustee Lazan.
Here.
Trustee Pika.
Perfect.
And also present are, and Trustee DeRocher is here. Also present is Director Whitmer, Assistant to the Director, Jackie Davis. I always feel like there should be music after I say that. And Kathy Gatos and Paul Doberston and others. Others.
And Mary Kelly Marquez is attending virtually.
Hello, Mary Kelly.
Okay, so we're going to move on to do the approval of the agenda. We don't have it. Oh, yes, we do have a change, and that is to remove the closed session number 19 and number 20. Those are the only changes. Can I have a motion?
I move that we approve the agenda as amended.
Second. Motion was made by Trustee Stoll and seconded by Trustee Pika. Is that you? No, Trustee Lazan, sorry. Voice vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right. Presentations. Kathleen and Mary.
Yep, so we have Kathy Strickland and Mary Thomas here tonight. You guys can stand up. I threw their certificates in their mailboxes because I'm sorry I didn't know you were coming. Hi. Kathy has been with us for 5 years in June. She celebrated her 5th anniversary in June. And Mary is going to be here 5 years in a few days. I think July 10th. So these two ladies are rocks at our member services desk. I will say probably their biggest accomplishment in the last 5 years is surviving our transition to Swan. Would you agree? Yes, that was a challenge, right? But they did great with that. Mary, in recent months, has partnered up. These ladies have both partnered up with Kathy and done some great things with marketing library services. Mary, in the past few months, has gone out with Kathy a couple of times, as you know, to some of our residential apartment complexes.
Nice.
And has increased the number of card holders we have here. So for many, many months, probably several years, has been one of our, well, they're both great proofreaders. But Kathy has done a lot of proofreading for Kathy when it comes to looking at our newsletter and really fine-tooth combing it. There are many of us that proofread that newsletter. Usually we miss something, right? No, that doesn't happen. But Kathy catches a lot of things that the rest of us miss. So that just goes beyond their real jobs, which is serving all of our members and customers and patrons and all the other people that come to visit us, which is their primary job, but they go well beyond that and do many other things. And these two also, in the time that Jamie has not been with us, they've stepped up, taken on some additional tasks that have really kept things running smoothly. They're both common sense people, so they like to keep things simple. Kathy is continually editing the procedures binder at the desk, which if you see it, it's big. So, and there's anytime Swan flips the switch, little things change. So she's keeping that updated for everyone. And these ladies both do great work at documenting things. So they're a great resource for the other staff, whether it's in their own department or library-wide. Any of us can come to any questions. So, thank you both. Anybody else have anything to say? You
They're
guys have
very
anything to
personable
say?
when I come in and check books out. Very personal.
Yes.
Good job.
Good job, ladies. Thank you. All right,
Thank you.
thanks for coming. Do you wanna stay? Or would you rather go?
Going to the winery.
We're not required to stay, just celebrate.
Yes, you should go.
I'm actually working, so.
You could go to Evelyn afterwards.
Yeah.
Celebrate.
Anyway.
That's a good.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, that place.
It's a nice spot. Might be a little warm, you know, but,
Mm.
all right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're on time.
Okay.
So.
I know.
We can tell them your
Yay, thanks.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, good meeting.
See you, Kathy.
Thank you.
Look like we have any public comments. Is there anybody else?
There's nothing, no comments given for email.
Okay. All right, we have a bunch of correspondence this month. So if you want to turn to page 3 in your packet, see what Secretary of State had to say. That was a nice letter.
Well, that's good news. Our per capita grants have gone up. Last year, we got about $19,000. The state legislature increased actually the amount per person that we get last year in the statutes. And this year we got a little more than that because we actually gained a few residents as a result of the 2020 census. So we can
Nice.
count on this, I think, for the coming years. Another thing to note is I believe that the city of Warrenville will be doing a special census in 2023, possibly 2024. Once a lot of the developments are in place, they'll do a special census to capture those new residents. So this number will probably in 3 or 4 years from now bump up even a little.
And this is the money we use for the concert.
No,
Oh.
this is the money, I have to go back and look at the actual application we submitted. Typically, it's used for like publicity, so it pays for the newsletter, continuing ed for staff.
Outreach type thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, we have 3 letters from our attorneys. Ritzman. The first one has to do with this new public act, and that we have to create a committee, and he lays it out pretty well. If you want to spend a lot of time reading through the act, you can do that on pages 6 and 7.
It was entertaining.
It was, so I expected you probably read the whole thing.
I've never seen
So the
a worse
upshot is, we're
written
gonna have
piece
to
of-
create a committee that's gonna include all of us and a couple of residents, and we'll have to do some extra making of a report. But we don't have to do it right away. So we're just gonna like, set this aside for now, maybe think about it in the fall.
Got 10 years.
And did you?
Well,
say-
we know,
No,
we have to create the committee within a year.
Well, yes, that's true, but we have to
Amongst the
meet 3
trustees.
times. We would probably do that in 3 months and be done with it for 10 years.
I like
Right,
that.
well, as long as we get the report submitted, that's right, and then we don't have to do it again for 10 years.
And it looks like they want 2 residents of the governmental unit. Is that us or is that,
No, there will be 2 additional residents. I have some thoughts on that, but we don't have.
I think Mayor Lund and Mayor Brum will be fine.
You know, we're basically gonna be having to say things formally, like we haven't said them before, but we will be saying them again about how we, are in a risk management pool, and that we're in a pool for our health insurance, and we're being efficient in this many ways. And this is how we work with some of the other intergovernmental units or other government units. And so, we'll have to say all that in some kind of formal way.
I think Barbara and I talked a little bit before the meeting. I think I was surprised by this when it came through because it sounded very ominous, very large, very all-consuming.
Actually, the same, I had kind of the same reaction.
And as I like absorbed it, thought about it, I did think about all the things that we're already doing. We joined a library consortium for SWAT, where we're pulling our resources with, 99 other libraries. So there are many things that I think we're already doing that we are efficient. Maybe there are other areas that we can improve, but it's not as if we're a standalone entity that's not working with other organizations or taxing districts to pool our resources. So I think libraries just in themselves, we have collections that we share over and over again. That's kind of probably what we do, so. Right.
So that was our first piece of correspondence. Next was filling
Looking for a
trustee
committee on that?
vacancies. Say again?
You looking for a committee on that?
We
said she
will
had
have
some
to
people.
create a committee that will include our entire board and then a couple of residents. So we'll talk about that sometime in the fall. We have a little time. The next memo is page 4, and that has to do, page 9, and that has to do with filling trustee vacancies. And basically, we have to do it pretty darn quick. Well, not that quick, within 90 days, or the state librarian gets to do it. I didn't know that. Is there nothing before that?
There was nothing before that, and it's become problematic. There is one particular library district that has had a vacancy. I would venture to say for 2 years, and the board cannot agree upon. It's a 3-and-3 split board, and they cannot come to consensus to appoint a new trustee. So a legislator in that area took this up and pushed this
Basically said,
through.
yeah.
Yes.
We really have not ever had trouble with this, so. Yay. Okay.
So that's
And
just an FYI more than anything.
And then on page 12, we've got the memo regarding appointing a treasurer. I'm not sure where this came out of. Apparently, maybe some libraries don't feel like they have a board member who's qualified. Not sure.
I'm not exactly sure either, although I believe that other taxing bodies may have this as an option. So it was
And we
just
never
kind
did.
of evening the playing field for library districts.
I'm not sure that it would really affect us. We probably would always choose the treasurer out of our board. So.
Was
So
there something omitted in this because it was the same public act that was printed twice? 102-0977 appears twice.
appears twice where?
Oh, I
Well,
believe,
page 14 and page.
so 1020977 addressed, I believe, well, maybe not, maybe it's a typo in,
Yeah, well, if you look at page
This is
15,
Copy.
30 to 40, that's where it covers the treasurer part.
so page
15,
Page
Everything's
14 and
underlined the
15.
same.
Page 14 and 15 address Public Act 1020977. And I believe it changes the section of the vacancies as well, which is, it's at 75 ILCS 1630-25, also the first section there. But as Heather says on page 15, 75 ILCS 1630-40, that was that address. That says, it's underlined there, the board may, instead of electing a treasurer from among the trustees. So it was both of those pieces, the vacancy in office as well as
Oh, I see.
paying a treasurer were covered by the same public act.
Same act. And so it had 2 different changes, so he wrote 2 different
He wrote two
memos
different
about it.
items to address each specific.
Yeah, it was the vacancy one was the underlined stuff at the top of 15, and the treasurer thing was in the next section. Okay. All right, moving on to our consent agenda.
okay, the consent agenda for the Warrenville Public Library District meeting of July 20th, 2022. Item number A, approve minutes of the June 15th, 2022 regular board meeting. Item B, approve minutes of the June 15, 2022 regular board meeting closed session. Receive and file financial report for June, item number C. And item number E, adopt ordinance number 22-23-01, tentative budget and appropriation ordinance for fiscal year 2022 through 2023, and approve notice of public hearing on budget and appropriation ordinance.
One motion.
So moved.
And second?
Second.
All right, so the motion was made by trustee Warren and seconded by trustee Lazan. And we'll do a roll call vote. Trustee Pika.
Aye.
Trustee Lazan. Aye. Trustee Warren.
Aye.
Trustee Retzika.
Aye.
Trustee Richardson. Aye. And trustee Stoll.
Aye.
Trustee DeRocher votes aye. Consent agenda is passed. Is approved. Passed. One of those. So, all right, moving on to the regular agenda, we need a motion to approve payments.
I move that we pay invoices in the amount of $84,966, I'm assuming 70 cents, for the period of June 16, 2022 through July 20th, 2022, including electronic payments. Oh, I'm sorry, it's supposed to be $84,966.17.
Right.
Including electronic payments and checks numbers 8873 through 8926. Check number 8874 is voided.
We'll give that to, trustee Ritzika. So, motion was made by trustee Stoll and seconded by trustee Ritzika. This is also a roll call vote. Trustee Stoll.
Aye.
Trustee Richardson.
Aye.
Trustee Ritzika.
Aye.
Trustee Warren.
Aye.
Trustee Lazan. Aye. Trustee Pika.
Aye.
Trustee DeRocher votes aye. And the improvements, the payments have been approved.
I have a question, please. There was a check made out to Midwest Tape for exceedingly large amount of $10,000. Was that a special purchase of something? or-
So Midwest Tape, that check is for hoopla. And what we have to do with hoopla is we have to put money on deposit and then they draw down from that
It was
amount.
just such a large amount.
Yes, they do. Yeah, and an even number. Yeah.
Thank you.
So they actually carry us for at least 3 months, hopefully 6 months.
Thank you.
I don't know, we got some users,
That's
users a
Wow.
lot,
Yeah, yeah, so it's done.
and I'm grateful. All right, now for the approval of transfer funds.
I
I
move-
transfer 120, I moved to transfer 125,000 from commercial checking account to operating checking account.
200.
220.
Oh, I got a 120.
Huh?
Oh, wrong page. I'll repeat that. I move that we transfer 225,000 from commercial checking account to operating checking.
Also.
All right, so the motion was made by trustee Rizika and seconded by trustee Warren.
That was in my hand.
Also a roll call vote. Trustee Stoll.
Aye.
Trustee Richardson. Aye. Trustee Rizika.
Aye.
Trustee Warren.
Aye.
Trustee Lazan.
Aye.
Trustee Pika.
Aye.
And trustee DeRocher votes aye. Motion passes. All right, we have no unfinished business. Our new business is to appoint 2 trustees to review the secretary's records, page 42 in your agenda.
I think Rick and I always done that.
I think we did it last year, yeah, the last
we
couple
can
of
do that.
years.
Last couple of years.
We'll do that.
Would you, are you willing?
Yes, I am.
Mr. Warren, are you?
No choice. but just
Trustee
like
Warren?
I've
All
been
right.
well and told.
Is there anyone else who wants to jump in and wrestle them for this privilege?
I will allow them the honor.
All right.
Is
I
that
think
to
that we
say
have
I
consensus
like
here.
that honor? Is that what you said?
Make a motion.
Yeah, I move that we approve trustee Rizika and trustee Warren to review secretary's records for fiscal year 2022.
That'd be a voice vote.
That could be a voice vote. Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
So
Motion-
Heather
Motion carries.
made a motion and Jill, you seconded.
Yes. Sorry, didn't say
That's
that.
okay.
right, moving on to the director's report on page 43. What did it come to that Warrenville thing? I totally forgot.
So
I ran out of time.
just more than anything on this page, the plan with COVID-19 right now is to basically remove much of our signage throughout the building. There comes a point in time where the signs that we've had up for 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, nobody sees them anymore. But on page, I believe it's page 45, this is just a mitigation protocols document that we will keep posted. This will be at each entrance. One will be on the bulletin board outside of our main entrance here at Staff Fair Place. One will be on a window, kind of walk to the side of the entrance at the lower level. So I still feel it's important to recommend people wear masks. We do have a mixture of people coming to the library, but those masks are no longer required. It's just, I don't know. It's not worth the stress and the strain on the staff to try to enforce a mask mandate, and there's no longer a mask mandate in the state of Illinois. So we do recommend them. They're not required. We make them available if somebody chooses to wear one. But what's changed here on this particular sheet is we actually have specified that our employees are expected to follow the CDC mask guidance based on the community level for DuPage County. So whenever the county's community level, or it's different than the transmission level, the community level is high, which it has been now for several weeks. I'm not expecting it to come down anytime soon. I would be very surprised. Yes, but the CDC recommends when it's at that high level that people wear masks when they are in an indoor public setting. So our staff continue to follow those guidelines, and I appreciate it. I don't tell them enough how much I appreciate their willingness to do this. But it's one step for us to try to stay, all of us to stay healthy, so that we can continue to staff the library and remain open. That's my biggest concern, is that we're going to have an outbreak here, and we managed to avoid that for more than 2 years, so we're on a good track. And that's only because our staff are very cautious about it. So I appreciate everything that they are doing. Really, that's the main change here, is that I'm adding that statement of employees to this mitigation protocols list. And then we are planning to pull back on some things that we've been doing for a long time coming in September. We're going to lift the room, the capacities on our rooms. Right now, this room is limited to 30 people. We'll open it back up to the full capacity, which I think is about 80. Most of our story times are going to return to drop-in status. They won't be registered anymore. I think that will be a positive move for people who want to just stop by and drop in. They don't have to worry about being registered. Food will be permitted in the library again, including for our programs. So maybe, I don't think we have any plan for the fall. One, we'll do a food program in the fall. But maybe we can invite Chef Dave there at some point. Anyway, but our library use policy is pretty specific about food in the library, and asks people to consume any food snacks down in the lower level lobby. We'll be removing some of our plexiglass barriers, so the things that are at the copy and scanning station, as well as around our public computers, those will go away. Service desks, we have yet to kind of really tackle that and figure out what we're going to do, but it's very likely that we'll remove some of that, but leave one right at the direct point of service between our staff and the person they're interacting with. We're resetting our self-check configurations, so there'll be 2 self-checks back on a single counter to the front. Place our tables and chairs back in that vending area, and then the public computers will be brought back to their planned capacity, which is 6 computers at the table and youth services, 6 at the table and adult services, as well as 6 in the computer rack. So that will bring those things back up to capacity. And then we will probably remove the tables that are sitting in front of the service desks right now. We've already done that at the member services desk. It's hard for people to reach across the table to give things to the staff there. And it is sometimes, I think, a challenge when we're wearing masks, communicating with people through plexiglass, a distance, the hearing, communicating with people become a problem. Those are our plans right now. As you know, plans can change, but right now that's the direction that we're heading. Unless anybody has any objections to that.
I have questions on your draft. This will be posted, your reference points, or is that just for our benefit?
This whole piece of paper will be posted. If you spot any typos, let me know.
No, I just wondered if your sources are going to be part of it.
Yes, I did put them up, and this is also posted, it's in the policies page of our website, I think. Oh, we have it there as well.
I just have a question. If
Sure.
the numbers are going up, why are you taking barriers down?
Well, the barriers that are coming down first are the ones in the public areas.
Okay.
So we have to at some point get back to our full capacity. And that's the only way we can do this, to take those barriers down. People are wearing masks because we observe people in public. Now, there aren't many places in public where you go that you as a customer are surrounded by a plastic barrier. I haven't seen that way. And really, it's people can make a choice. We also have laptops, so if someone wants to use a computer in a solitary space, they can check out a laptop and use it somewhere else in the library. So, I'm envisioning with school starting back up, our visitor counts are going back up as
I was
well.
going to say your visitor counts are really indicating people are coming back into the library. So
Yeah, I don't know what you've actually noticed with the computers, if they're busy at times or if they're still kind of, it's a mixed bag probably.
It's,
depending on
yeah,
the
it's
day.
definitely mixed. It different depends on time of day. 0 or 5 or definitely more, obviously, in the computer lab. Definitely use those more computers over there.
Right. And honestly, I'm not 100% convinced that the plexiglass is protecting everybody. Because the droplets, if you're somebody in your breathe, don't have a mask on, those droplets are spreading around those plexiglass barriers. So I have heard some libraries are purchasing small air purifier units to put in places throughout the library. We haven't looked into that. That's another possibility.
One side. Lateral type of thing, anything coming across the grapevine as far as monkeypox is concerned?
I have
The
not,
papers are full.
yeah, I have not heard much in my library circles. That hasn't come up too much yet. So I'm only hearing what you're probably, which is yes, the numbers are increasing, but it seems that the same protocols are what needs to be in place to kind of protect from that spreading, which is the hand hygiene, social distancing, and mask wearing. So, wow.
All right, any other questions about Sandy's report?
The only other thing I wanted to mention that they aren't listed here, two things. One is in the president's report. Sylvia Thompson is retiring in August. I hope you all saw that call report. And we are having a retirement luncheon for right here at noon on August 9th. You are all invited if you're able to attend. You need to let Jackie know by Monday.
And coming, Jackie.
There it is, one. So that's one thing. And the other piece is I just wanted to give all of you a heads up. This is early, I know, but this time will be on us before we know it. The next trustee election is in the spring in April, which means that petitions will be able to be circulated in mid to late September, and then the filing period will be in December. The state election board has not published any information yet, but I just wanted to give you a heads up. We have 3 trustees whose seats will be up for election, re-election if you decide to run. So Heather and Cindy and Rick. All been in for another 6 years, so your terms will expire in the spring. So just something to give some thought to, because that will be coming soon. That's all I have. Thank you.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna move on here. Next are the department head reports. Looks like our concerts are doing great. Haven't been to one yet. Seem to not be.
Not even ABBA?
I was in Europe. I just went back.
Fair enough.
Right now, it feels like 2 o'clock in the morning to me, so.
But I'd like to say thank you, Paul, to you and your staff and everyone. And Sandy helps out of it. That residents are very, very,
They've been doing really well so far.
and they're very pleased with what's being presented.
It's 7
Even the
hours.
spirit ones.
Anyway. I would love to. Does anybody have any comments about any of the department head reports?
I think a thank you to Kathy and to Gail for their efforts with the parade float participation was in order. That was very successful. And
So to run
I was-
Kathy organized.
We are unofficially
Yes.
the winners of two awards.
Yeah,
Two awards, right?
The walking,
One.
walking one.
I know, and for the candy thing.
No, it says winners from the July 4th float category, best demonstration of theme for the float.
That was the park district, right?
Oh, I read that wrong, dang. Okay,
They don't know the difference.
all right, let's take back that drum roll, yes, but for the group, best demonstrates theme, Warrenville Library.
More of a like.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
But thank you for being so organized.
Represent, excellent.
And I liked that in that announcement, Joe Warrenville selected the image that
Yes,
matched
that we
our parade that we were using, the color scheme.
Okay.
That was awesome.
But we have not heard from the.
We haven't heard from the Fourth of
from
July
board.
committee yet.
They announced it on the stage.
Oh, did they announce it on stage?
Yeah, that was probably the best you're gonna
Yeah.
get.
Is that day?
Yeah.
Oh, for the love of Pete.
Yeah, well, you have to, you know, when the band is playing,
Yeah.
after the parade, they announced it on the stage.
Oh, over at,
Stern
Stern. I
Garden.
thought you meant like on the grant, like when the reviewing stage.
No, with
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, gosh.
All right.
Well, I wonder where that check for $10,000 is. They're gonna
Yeah, we
send.
got
Yeah.
Jackie, I see
Who
you with
participated in the parade?
Grandmother.
Sorry.
Here's your hand.
And Jerry.
Wonderful.
Yeah, we
Candy.
have that.
Candy.
Spider-Man.
Jerry's our candy fairy, yes.
Yes.
Son.
I thought everybody did candy.
No, she did.
I
We actually had it to the end. A lot of other people ran out before.
And we have some, what's left, Twizzlers?
Twizzlers.
For National Night Out. We didn't even dig into
Excellent.
those. So,
Yeah.
if you like red Twizzlers, the staff will have plenty of them. And everybody did really well. They were great.
All right.
That was appreciated.
That was a-
Well done, as usual, on the parade. Thank you, Kathy and
Gail was,
She did.
she was
she just
great.
loves a parade, that
She
girl.
does, she loves the parade. She has vision, she did a lot of homework, she just very, very helpful in getting the candy, but then like the crunch time came the last several days. I just need a lot of help cutting, pasting, laminating. We did a lot of nitty gritty little work, and then certainly the day of, although that was Sandy's brainchild about how we finally got our decorations on the car, but yeah, Gail was absolutely essential
making it happen.
It was like a well-oiled machine. We just stood back and watched it happen. It was amazing.
All right, other comments about department head reports? Okay, we can move on to President's report. You'll see highlighted is the retirement luncheon for Sylvia. You know, Jackie, I had planned to be up north, but maybe I'll just wait and go later that week. And so I'll let you know Monday. I'd like to really be here. I've known Sylvia for so long.
Yes, I do.
Okay. And we've got National Night Out and summer days. Are we gonna have any kind of a thing in summer days?
No,
Okay. All right.
our bathrooms. are open.
Well, that's the
Yeah.
important part.
It always is, because
Yeah.
it's always clean,
Yeah.
which is good. And then the internet safety training, which is good. And then the
Oh, yes.
legislative update, which we talked about
Were we
already.
supposed to no, we want to do that?
The internet safety, you can email Duncan, so it's duncan@warrenville.com. And let him know and he will send you the link.
I
and
don't
the
know.
password.
All right, and then on the back page on 58 is the ILA trustee day. And so we need to let Sandy know if we're interested in doing that. We have 2 spots. I will definitely be working that day. So
What I will do is I will add this to the agenda in August because the board has to vote to approve that expenditure, so I'll add it. And whoever thinks they want to go can.
is there anybody interested?
I can go.
Anyone else? Like to go
Where's
to
it being held?
The ILA
Is that
trustee day?
Rosemont? Wait, is that where it's at?
Only 2, so I don't know.
Right.
Let's see. I think it's at Rosemont.
Oh, just,
Yeah.
The Stevenson Center?
Yeah, Stevens Center and Rosemont. Thanks. Mary Kelly's.
She's on time.
so we had 2 people express interest, Cindy and Heather. Did you
I can
also,
go.
Rick? Did you express interest?
Well, yeah, I
Okay,
enjoyed it.
well, you can duke it out next month. Yes. We have 2 spots, so. All right, let's see. Treasurer's report.
Everything looks good.
That's good. That was very long-winded of you, Sandy.
It's a new year.
How about you? You think you can be shorter than that?
Everything.
All is well.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you-
We don't
It's
have,
okay.
it's okay, good. We don't have any committees that met, as far as I know.
No,
And trustee comments. Buddy.
I guess we got a great job with the parade to library staff. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed myself. So,
Good fun.
Anybody have any items for information or discussion? No, we are at the end of our agenda. Who would like to be the closing?
I move that we adjourn.
second.
So motion was made by trustee Stoll and seconded by trustee Lazan. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We are adjourned at 7:41.
Wow, that's a record.